Now at 6, communities from around the tri-state join forces to talk data centers as plans emerge all over the region. We talk solutions with those most concerned. Plus, the man who spent years investigating President Trump's campaign connections to Russia dies. What we know about his death and how the president is reacting.
This is WCPO 9 News at 6.
Thank you for joining us for WCPO 9 News at 6. I'm Sean Delancey. Data centers have become a hot topic for many areas in the tri-state, and many have voiced opposition to bringing them to small communities. WCPO 9 News reporter Alex Knowles shows us how people from all over are now working together to figure out what's best for the future. Thanks, Alex. Next tonight, we're learning more about what caused a deadly crash in Westchester involving an ambulance. The crash happened January 6th on Beckett Road, according to a newly released traffic report from Westchester Township Police. A driver in an Infiniti sedan was headed northwest when it went left of center and hit a Westchester Township ambulance. The report says that the sedan then hit a curb and rolled multiple times, ejecting the driver and the passenger from the car. Both of them were taken to the hospital where the driver died. The Butler County Coroner's Office identified that victim as 43-year-old Ernesta Obang of Liberty Township. We do not know the condition of the passenger right now. The two people in the ambulance were okay and were able to render aid to the people ejected from the car. Neither speed or impairment are considered factors in this crash. Well, turning now to weather and taking a live look outside. It is a beautiful day out there, bringing in meteorologist Mark Stitz. Mark, I'm hoping for a lot more of this in the near future. Thanks, Mark. I'll tell you, after this nasty winter, the high heat's calling my name. Well, right now, the Butler County Democratic Party is hosting some big names for its annual spring gala. This is a live look at the event that's happening at the Reception Event Center in Fairfield. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is the keynote speaker. Attendees will also hear from Dr. Amy Acton as she runs for Ohio Governor against Vivek Ramaswamy, as well as Senate candidate Sherrod Brown taking on incumbent John Husted and Representative Allison Russo, who is running for Secretary of State. We'll have more on what these candidates had to say tonight at 11 o'clock. Next, former FBI Director Robert Mueller has died at the age of 81. Mueller became a household name while serving as special counsel on the investigation into alleged collusion between Donald Trump's 2016 campaign and the Russian government. In a statement, his family says he died on Friday but did not provide a cause of death. However, his family announced in August that he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2021. President George W. Bush tapped Mueller to serve as FBI director just days before the September 11th terrorist attacks. He served in the role for 12 years, becoming the longest-serving FBI director since J. Edgar Hoover. President Trump responded to Mueller's death on social media, writing, quote, "Robert Mueller just died. Good. I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people," end quote. The Trump-Russia probe did not establish that Trump's campaign conspired with Russia. However, it did not rule out the possibility the president obstructed justice during the course of the investigation. Now the latest with the war in Iran, the conflict entering a critical new phase. More American ships and U.S. Marines are heading to the Middle East as President Trump weighs his next move. ABC's Patrick Reevell from Doha with the new message from one of the U.S.'s commanders. Still ahead, Hawaii's islands are flooding, where damage is the worst and why thousands are being told to evacuate from specific areas immediately. Plus, freezing for a reason, how this year's Cincinnati Polar Plunge went and how much money was raised for local Special Olympics athletes.
You're watching WCPO 9, part of the Scripps News Group.
All right, brave participants took on the Cincinnati Polar Plunge this morning. It's part of a statewide series supporting Special Olympics for Ohio and Kentucky athletes. Plungers took their icy dips 2 at a time around 10:30 this morning. They can have it. I'll just donate the money. This happened outside a Holy Grail Tavern on the Banks. Ironically, the plunge was supposed to happen back on January 31st, but it was rescheduled because it was too cold. WCPO 9 reporter Marlena Lang checked out the fun this morning and spoke with organizers who say the plunge raises about $600,000 a year for Special Olympics.
So this supports them to be able to train, compete, and participate in our programs free of charge. We don't charge athletes anything. So they get to be their authentic selves and to really achieve their dreams.
The event also had a costume contest and a DJ. According to Polar Plunge's website, more than $95,000 has been raised thanks to this morning's event. And more than 500 people came to the New Prospect Baptist Church in Cincinnati today for a Black Wellness Expo. The event, led by two local chapters of the Link Incorporated, aims to improve wellness outcomes across generations by bringing resources together that included workshops led by physicians, a community blood drive, more than 30 vendors, free screenings and vaccinations, and much more. Event leaders say that they're focused on breaking down barriers.
We are excited to bring this effort focused on making sure that we address some of the health determinants around blood donation, around organ donation, and the increase in kidney disease.
The event also marked the 75th anniversary of the Cincinnati chapter of the Links Incorporated, which is an international not-for-profit organization of professional women in community service. Well, coming up in sports, FC Cincinnati hit a rough patch and seeks to correct course. Plus, a local high school basketball team wins a state title. What it means for the team and school history just ahead. Quick heads up for drivers in Cincinnati. Expect some road and sidewalk closures around Vice President J.D. Vance's home this weekend. That includes William Howard Taft Road between Torrance Parkway and East McMillan Street, Collins Avenue between Riverside Drive and William Howard Taft Road, Gladstone Avenue, Taft Road Lane, and Heather Hill Lane. There are also 3 security checkpoints that are going to be in that area. Well, now to a rapidly developing story out of Hawaii. Thousands of people are being told to evacuate the islands of Oahu as the state suffers its worst flooding in more than 20 years. Heavy rains are falling on soil already saturated by downpours from a week ago. Raging waters prompted evacuation orders for 5,500 people north of Honolulu as officials fear a 120-year-old dam could possibly fail. The flooding has destroyed homes, damaged airports and hospitals, and cut off towns.
I was affected by the flood, and it was a scary situation for us. Pretty much lost things, lost everything. I mean, got us, yeah, but everything else gone. Yeah, it's our house, it's our home up there.
Honolulu's mayor says crews have rescued more than 230 people from treacherous conditions. The heaviest rain is expected to continue today and tomorrow for most of the islands. We're going to be keeping an eye on conditions there and update everyone on aid and rescue efforts. In the meantime, much different situation here in the tri-state, at least for now. We are expecting some storms in the near horizon. Mark, what are we looking at?
Yeah, I mean, we're catching the edge of some warmth today and tomorrow.
All right, Mark, get out and enjoy the sunshine while you can tomorrow. Wyoming High School has been playing basketball for almost a century, but they've never won a state title. That is until now. Friday afternoon, the Cowboys went up to Dayton and beat Glenville by 25 points. A dominant win for their first ever basketball state title. We were there when they arrived back in Cincinnati and got off the bus Friday night.
To accomplish a goal that these guys have set out for 4 years to accomplish, and we've come short in previous years. And then so finally their senior year and our team to accomplish this is obviously very, very happy for our seniors, but also for our team.
We've had a lot of great teams, a lot of great players come through this program in the past, and to be the one that really stood on top of the world, it's a special feeling for sure.
That's great for them. Well, at the collegiate level, a magical season comes to a first-round end. The Miami University men's basketball team fell to Tennessee last night with a double-digit loss, knocking them out of March Madness. The Redhawks began by taking the Tennessee possession and turning it into 3 points, but what has remained a constant in March is Tennessee winning. The Redhawks still made history, beating SMU in the first 4. That's its first NCAA tournament victory in 27 years after completing a perfect 31-0 regular season. Well, it's been a very rough week for FC Cincinnati. 2 games, 2 losses, one in MLS play, the other in Champions Cup play, and a combined 11 goals allowed. That loss to Tigres really hurt. Meanwhile, Cincinnati has scored just 2 goals combined in those 2 games, not to mention Thursday's decisive loss in Mexico meant the end of their Champions Cup run. Tomorrow's a chance to get back on the right track with a 1 p.m. game against Montreal, but head coach Pat Noonan spoke after Thursday's loss, and he was understandably very disappointed.
It's a tough time. Yeah, certainly the toughest we've had in quite some time with the group, with the club, and I feel for the guys because there was one team on the field. We can fight and fight and fight, but we didn't. We looked scared to play. And that's what hurts because there was plenty of talk before, but we just we didn't look confident to play, and I take responsibility for that.
Again, FC Cincinnati plays again tomorrow at 1 p.m. at TQL Stadium, playing CF Montreal. We'll be right back after the break. Breaking news just into the newsroom. Cincinnati police are searching for 2 dark-colored vehicles after a person was shot in Mount Airy. It happened around 4:30 earlier this evening on Hawaiian Terrace. Officials tell us that they found a victim with a gunshot wound to the stomach. Right now, they're expected to be okay. There is no suspect description at this time. If you know anything that can help them out in this investigation, go ahead and call CPD. Remember, you can stay anonymous by calling Crime Stoppers. All right, well, let's get one last check of our forecast here. Nice now, maybe not so much later.
Yeah, but still more of that good weather to come on Sunday. 84 degrees for that high, near record warmth. It's the evening and night. Your outdoor plans could get cut short just a little bit as those storms move in. And again, a couple of those could be severe. So we have issued that 9/1 warning weather alert day. And then we're back to average 50s.
And fingers crossed for opening day. Thanks so much, guys. That'll do it for us at WCPO 9 News. Take it easy.